Hello, everybody. So feel free to keep getting your food and finding your tables, but we're going to go ahead and get things started so that we'll get out of here at a reasonable hour. So my name is Hunter Freeman. I'm a business advocate and attorney at the Kim, Leahy, and Kelo law firm. I'm also the chair of the InnoVision Awards Board of Directors this year, and I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. We sincerely appreciate each and every one of our sponsors for making tonight possible. Without them, obviously, we could not do this. So let's hear from one of them to kick things off.
Congratulations on your nomination to the 2024 InnoVision Awards. My name's Levi Monday, and I'm with Foundry Creative. We're a video and photo production company in Greenville, South Carolina. We work with many life sciences, medtech, and manufacturing companies to produce marketing, training, and sales content. The people in this room are the makers, shakers, and doers, and you're our people. When you're ready to get the word out about your innovations, give us a call. Oh, and go snag a go over there.
Let's hear it for Foundry. I'd also like to take this moment to recognize our InnoVision board members. If you're here tonight, please go ahead and stand so you can be recognized. These are business leaders who volunteer their time to help fulfill InnoVision's mission of seeking out and highlighting innovation in our state. So because they are unpaid, let's give them a big round of applause. So since 1999, InnoVision Awards is celebrating distinguished South Carolina businesses, organizations, and individuals who are setting new benchmarks in innovation and technology. This year we had close to 60 applicants for our 6 categories of awards, so that was an impressive turnout this year. All worthy candidates, but not everyone could make it as a finalist. A panel of out-of-state judges scored them with the top 3 in each category being the finalists for tonight. And tonight we'll highlight each finalist with a video to showcase their innovations before announcing the winners. But first, I want to invite Doug Kim to the stage. He's a longtime friend and InnoVision board member who's also the founder of the Kim, Leahy, and Kelo law firm, who is a presenting sponsor for tonight. Doug's going to fill us in on some interesting facts about innovation in our state and take us down memory lane to look back at some of the previous winners and where they are today.
Welcome, everybody. I got to tell you, I got involved with this organization probably about 2004, 2005, and ever since then I've been a big fan of it. I will tell you a funny story. 2007, I was very busy that year. You may remember it was a little bit challenging economically, and I was doing a lot of things. I didn't make a single meeting. In 2008, they asked me to chair it. So I've learned, don't miss a meeting. What I want to do is spend some time and talk about sort of the testament to what InnoVision has done. And I was speaking earlier, I love organizations, particularly this one, because I don't know how some of these businesses are highlighted without organizations like this. And this is one of the very few organizations and dinners you'll go to where nobody's asking you for money. So this is purely to be able to do that. But what I want to do is I want to sort of highlight sort of where some of these companies are. When the conversations were being had, if I would be willing to chair this thing back in, many, many years ago, I went and I looked at some of the finalists and the winners, and I wanted to see where they were today. And advance the slide a little bit. There it is. So in 1999, the technology integration was the reef ball. And the reef ball was invented with a guy named Todd Barber and Jerry Barber. Jerry's sitting right here. Okay. I'll brag on Jerry a little bit for a minute. He's got more than 70 patents all over the world. If you've ever been shot up and down on an amusement ride, Jerry invented that. He was the largest exporter of shotguns to Russia at one point. He invented brides and sold them all over the United States in carnivals. And he's currently working on a small generation wind turbine that has an opportunity to really bring power to places it couldn't. So he's the constant underachiever. Yes. So he and his son were in Florida. They invented the reef ball, so I decided to go look and see where the successes were. So many, many years later, how was reef ball doing? What we found out is they've placed, this is actually outdated, it's 1.5 million reef balls all over the world, and what this invention does is it's artificial reefs and rebuilds the ocean, reefs that some people are claiming being destroyed for that. 8,000 projects, 80 plus countries, 22 of the 50 US states, and then in 2008, the year I was deciding whether to chair this or not, Reef Ball made CNN Heroes of the Year. So I said, okay. So I looked at this and I said, this organization's kind of they're kind of doing it right. I mean, they're able to pick these companies and look at, then these companies have staying power. In 2005, Michelin's Tuile shows up. This was the Hall of Fame winner. On November 14th, Time Magazine named it one of the most amazing inventions of 2005. Today, it's actually been released, and you can find it on all kinds of vehicles, from skids to military vehicles, and they're landing contracts to be able to produce this airless tire out in the world. This was another one of the inventions that InnoVision looked at in 2005 and said, this is gonna go somewhere. So the process has been really amazing on what's been going on with this thing. And I mean, they call it seeing a Tuile in the wild. I get a kick out of that. One of my friends works in the plant. So I have an opportunity to see some of the Tuiles in the lab before. 2014, Education Award went to ActiveEd. ActiveEd is a sort of a revolutionary way of teaching. The idea is, and those of us who have had small children understand, getting a child to sit into a chair for 6 to 8 hours a day is damn near impossible. So what they decided to do is educate children by using motion. So it's a matter of, what's 1 plus 1? Stand up, do 1 jumping jack. What's 2 plus 2? Stand up, do 2 jumping jacks. They've created an entire program that's been released all over the place and is seeing a lot of success in the education space by innovating the way children are taught in schools. And they were picked right there with lots of the sponsorships. So that's sort of like a little bit of a look at where InnoVision's been. What I want to do right now is sort of talk about where I think things are going. So this is Doug's predictions, by the way. This is just comes from me. If you're out there in your company and you're trying to look at where the next places are, in my opinion, these are some of the areas you want to focus on. Artificial intelligence, quantum, extended realities, biotech, smart cities, hyperautomation. It's going to be personalized growth, customized things. So anybody who's out there looking at this stuff, I think if you focus on some of these areas or you incorporate this in some of your business plans, it's going to really help you out. I see this as where the future of the next couple of years are going. I also see that this is getting some, I'm not going to point them out because there's some venture capitalists in the room, and I told you nobody's going to sell them, okay? So I'm not going to tell you who they are, all right? But with that said, though, I think if you're going to be one of these areas, this is where you're going to start seeing a lot of activity. I also anticipate mergers and acquisition deals are going to be going up by a lot in the next couple of years. There seems to be some pent-up demand, and a lot of these companies are going that. We're seeing this in our firm, and I think you're going to see that out in the world. So if you're positioning yourselves in these spaces, I think you can become ripe targets to enjoy exits. Here, and when you look at artificial intelligence, I think it's the buzzword now, I get it. But if you just go and look at a handful of the stocks markets that are out there, the market seems to tell you, yes, that's what's going on also. We're seeing some fantastic returns with the stock companies that are investing in artificial intelligence. Everything, NVIDIA, which is the darling of the S&P 500 right now, Planar, some of the energy companies, REITs that are doing data centers for artificial intelligence. I think that you're going to see the markets actually showing us some of these technology areas are where the interest is. I mean, this is where people are putting their money. So like I say, I would encourage you to look at that, those areas. When we look at technology areas to grow, I think this is what we're going to see. The Internet of Things, automation, biotech, and AI are going to be some of the areas to focus on. And what I would do is encourage you guys to take a look at this and say, hey, this is something that I think I can spin my company into or be there because I think it'll help you, add value to your company being in some of these areas. And what I want to do is I want to give a nod to one gentleman who I had an opportunity to sit beside this gentleman many years ago and have a conversation with him. But do you guys remember the Hayes modem? Dennis Hayes is sitting in the audience with us. And I'm not going to hold him to this, but I actually went on eBay and bought an old 9600 baud modem, the fastest one ever, okay? And I'm going to send it to Dennis, and I'm going to ask him to sign it for me, and I'm going to put it up on my wall, right? That's what I want to do. I had the opportunity to ask him. He was one of the winners for the InnoVision's Lifetime Achievement Award, and it was just an honor to get to talk to him. And I asked him the question. I said, what is it like to be the father of telecommunications? He looked right at me and he said, we had a lot of fun. Well, thank you very much. Please enjoy your dinner, and I look forward to the rest of the show.
And now I'd like to call Myra Ruiz up to the stage. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Myra Ruiz. I'm a reporter with Fox Carolina News, but I started my career here in TV for about as long as InnoVision has been around, so it's been like almost about 26 years. And through that time, I've had the pleasure of doing all sorts of things. Since I started here, I started off as a general assignment reporter who loved pitching stories about cats and dogs as much as I could, but they didn't always go along with that. Then I went from, did a lot of crime and court and investigative as well. And now I do a lot of enterprising stories. And so I've really enjoyed being able to cover stories like InnoVision, which I have over the years. I mean, it's like handing you all these stories on a silver platter. So thank you all very much ahead of time. But, yes, thank you all. But, one of the great things about my job is I have the privilege of covering all these innovative businesses and events all across the state and helping connect people to the latest breakthroughs in technology and in business and give them a better understanding about how these innovations help shape industries and also help improve our communities and our lives. So it's been a pleasure to be able to do that. And so tonight, we're going to start the program by recognizing the finalists for the Education Award. This is going to be presented by Blaine Childress, founder of ChemAU, and he's also the InnoVision Board Secretary. Now, ChemAU is also an InnoVision sponsor, but a name that has a meaning. I learned from him that the AU in part stands for Auburn University because he's a chemist from Auburn, but also because AU, you remember the periodic table of elements? I remembered like Helia-Bob Kurnoff, trying to remember it that way. Well, AU, of course, stands for gold, and that's better than CU, copper, or AG, silver. So let's welcome Blaine.
Good evening, everyone. ChemAU is a consulting and IP firm focused on advancing and protecting the technologies of small businesses. The InnoVision Education Award recognizes a school, company, or organization for developing innovative programs that advance education in South Carolina. This year's finalists include the College Action Program, located in Columbia, the South Carolina Governor's School of Science and Mathematics in Hartsville, and the McNair Institute for Entrepreneurship and Free Enterprise at the University of South Carolina in Columbia. Let's learn a little more about these programs with some short videos.
College Action Program is a platform that helps students who have been accepted into college enroll and persist throughout the first year. This tool is particularly for first-generation, low-income, and minority students, but we serve all students to help make sure that they get to the first day of class. Summer Melt is when college-intending students, so students who have been accepted into college, don't actually go the first day of class. And this could be to a various amount of reasons. The first could be maybe they missed the orientation date. Maybe they didn't have enough money for the housing deadline, or maybe they didn't have enough money for the new student orientation deadline. There are about 10 things that students have to do to ensure that they get enrolled. And so our platform has done a tremendous job in actually streamlining the process into a progress map so that the colleges and universities, the school districts, and the students can see where they are in the process and make informed decisions around how to get them to the first day. It's easy to use, it's super friendly, it's almost in a social media style where the students can upload videos, they can do all of the community pieces, the mentoring pieces. It's amazing to see the impact just from being surrounded by a community that believes in you.
What is special about the South Carolina Governor School for Science and Math is we opened up in 1988 to be a transformative educational experience for the most talented and motivated students across our state. And we've been doing that for over 3 decades, almost 3,000 alums worldwide. So the Hydroponic Research Lab, we believe, is the only one of its type in our area, meaning that it's for research. We wanted to bring it on our campus not only to expose kids to this new technology, this new engineering of how to do something that always has been done one way, farming in the soil, and we wanted to introduce them, how do you do something that's been done for centuries in a different way?
Yeah, that's what's unique about it. It's this pretty much cutting edge technology. Like hydroponics has been around for a long time, but the controlled environment agriculture is kind of an industry that's still growing. And so students being able to be exposed to that technology here in high school, like who gets to do that kind of thing at a normal high school? So getting exposed to that technology early on and seeing how that integrates into food production, I think really opens students' eyes and they can kind of see where their food's coming from.
So we're doing a lot of great things at the University of South Carolina around entrepreneurship and trying to get our students ready for their careers, not just the domain expertise that they're here to study, but also how to leverage that to really bring value in their career path in this day and age with artificial intelligence and machine learning and robotics. And we host a number of events that are really designed for a student's entrepreneurial journey, all the way from sort of becoming aware of the importance of entrepreneurism and free enterprise in our society, and then we help them build their own businesses. So the entire journey is important, and the events that we host really help feed all stages of that journey. The world is changing very fast, and the way that we educate our students has to meet them where they're at. And this entrepreneurship minor that we set up and all of the events and the programming that we have is designed to do just that. In my view of the world, you should be much more afraid of looking back in your life and having regrets that you didn't try to live your biggest life than you should be the fear of failure. In this country, because of the free enterprise system, we have the ability to fail and start over again, or even fail and turn that failure into a success. I've seen that so many times. And people are overly concerned about whether or not their venture is going to succeed, and they should be more concerned about whether or not they're thinking big enough.
It is my honor to present the 2024 Education Award to the College Action Program. I would like to invite Laura Mills, CEO and founder of the College Action Program, to come forward. The program is a web-based platform designed to increase college attendance.
Wow. Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Lauren Mills. I am the CEO and founder of College Action Program, and this means a lot to me, but I have a special guest here who wants to tell you a little bit about him being the first student in College Action Program.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alan Mills, probably one of the luckiest guys in the room. I get to be married to the woman to my right. So, backstory, 25-year-old newlyweds, an active duty soldier, and a college advisor are in the middle of the Mojave Desert. The soldier, myself, decides, hey, I want to go to college. That's where my thought started, and that's exactly where it ended. Luckily, I was able to look to my right, and I had a woman that had been college advising at Title I schools for the last 3 years that was able to walk me step by step from the interest of going to college to the first day of going to college and eventually to, of course, graduating. But what we did was we looked to our left and our right, and we saw peers that were not able to navigate that minefield of mistakes. We identified that issue, and we came up with a solution together, and this is where we have College Action Program, which is a two-pronged approach to solving summer melt, the issue that was identified in the video. We utilize clean data and AI in order for schools to figure out their weak points in their process of getting new students into the school, and then we offer students that map that I needed so badly to achieve my goals. And so that's what we're here for. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Mills and the College Action Program. Now, to present the award for community service, we would like to ask Carrie Wilson, who is with South Carolina Insurance Brokers. Now, it's very appropriate that insurance brokers would come here to present this award, being risk-averse and compassion-heavy. Let's welcome Carrie.
Good evening. Well, I'm not Carrie Wilson, but I'm representing him up here right now, so bear with me. The Community Service Award recognizes an organization for an innovation that improves the quality of life in South Carolina communities. The innovation may involve products, services, or processes that serve South Carolinians. It is with great pleasure that I present to you the finalists for this year. They include My UAIA from Clemson, Little Beings out of Charleston, and My Volunteer based in Indian Land, South Carolina.
We have developed an ecosystem of technologies that adapts digital interfaces, so you can think about consumer appliances, self-checkout kiosks, autonomous vehicles, so on and so forth. We have developed some technology that basically takes those interfaces and adapts them to be more accessible for people with disabilities or those seeking some degree of personalization. Think about if you could put your user experience needs, your specific needs with respect to an interface, and you could literally put them in a passport and take them with you whenever you're interacting with the device and hold that up and say, hey, this is what I need from this device, and then that device would adapt to your specific needs. Now with the advances in AI, we finally have the technical capabilities to implement digital interface adaptation.
If you take a smart home appliance, if you think of a grocery kiosk, and then if you think of an automotive interface. So these are three use cases, right? But then one person who uses all these three, whenever he or she is near that thing becomes adaptable so that he or she can interact with that. And then once it becomes more standardized, people won't have to, hunt for where do I go that has something made or tailored for me.
Little Beings was created out of a lot of love and hard work. When we saw a really increasing need for parents and caregivers to have access to tools that can help little ones build social emotional intelligence. This product, Little Beings, is a bi-monthly subscription-based box service. So a new box arrives at the child's home every other month.
In one of the boxes, there's items to take outside and do a scavenger hunt. So really infusing the idea of getting off computers, off the screen, and into the outdoor world.
We're using forest animals to teach children these different virtues of social emotional development. So they learn through the book, and we hope that they're going to become very attached to the characters and want to know what they're up to next.
We target the activities in the box to address feelings recognition, how to make a good decision, how to be empathetic with somebody who's different than you are.
So we do things like problem solving, we do things like emotional regulation, we teach how to identify and correctly name emotions. That feels big, or that feels heavy, or that feels really nice, and that feels like I'm really loved. And we really trying to get them talking about the ways that they feel and identifying those emotions before we teach them how to channel them in different ways.
My Volunteer is a network platform that helps nonprofits and schools kind of manage and simplify their operations, making it easy for them to kind of generate impact reports for their donors. You know, you're using Google Forms to manage your volunteer coordination. You're using email, Slack, WhatsApp, text messages to kind of communicate with folks. You're using 5 or 6 different platforms to manage your fundraising and donations. So what we try to do is just compile all of that in one particular location. If we're being honest, you know, most of these nonprofits, they're working with limited funds in the first place. And if their goal is to be mission impactful, you know, that's our goal, is trying to help them get to that goal more effectively and more efficiently. I've worked with a number of different nonprofits. I've been in leadership for a number of different service organizations, and I know how difficult it is to kind of compile those impact reports, compile those data, to present that to like a corporate sponsor or some government grant. That takes up a solid 25–30% of people's time running these organizations, and that's time that can be better used elsewhere, actually doing the impactful work that they do. And as well as there's this like social network aspect around the platform where I can see what my friends are doing. So if I'm not busy and I log into the platform and I see, oh, Vanessa's doing something on Saturday, why not join her, right? We love to do things together, so why not do things together that are actually impacting our community?
Okay, and the winner of the 2024 Award for Community Service is MyUAI. Dr. Brinkley will join me on stage. Congratulations.
Thank you. All right. So our mission with MyUI is to try to make the world fundamentally a more accessible place for people with disabilities. So the way MyUI works, we really tried to develop an ecosystem of technologies that adapts digital interfaces to really solve the problems of people with disabilities in their use of a lot of these type of technologies. So if you think about it, the same way that anyone can basically go to a grocery store typically, use a self-checkout kiosk, have a degree of autonomy, and just go along with their lives. A lot of people with disabilities don't necessarily have that same opportunity with a lot of these types of systems. So what we're trying to do with MyUI is really introduce a degree of accessibility to a lot of these technologies, consumer appliances, autonomous vehicles, kiosks, that really follows the user around. So this wouldn't be possible without a lot of the work of our VP of Engineering, Kuntal Maidi. He's our AI mastermind. He's our AI guru. Say something.
Thank you so much. And I would like to say a small story. And people asked us that, you know, what was your motivation? We have been researching this for 4 years now with multiple fights, multiple, you know, yes, no's, go, no goes. And I would like to say a story. We were in Baltimore, and we are doing a research in the National Federation for the Blind. And then we were doing a focus group study, and there was one lady who was in one of our cars, in our research cars, where we were trying to tell her what was going on in a ride. She was fully visually impaired. And the moment we started, like we were using cameras and transcribing what was going on, and the moment she could hear, you know, simple things like we are crossing a Wendy's, which for me is Wendy's. But the expressions we got, and the route when we got it done, she got down, and Dr. Brinkley was there, and I was just taking her down outside the car. She hugged me and she said, I don't know which country you come from, but you are doing a very good job for our country's son. So that's the motivation we have, and that's where it came from. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Really appreciate it.
That's amazing. Congratulations, MyUI. Okay, well, next up, we have the Sustainability Award, and what better presenter could there be than a French tiger who works for a Danish company? Kay, you might be asking? Well, we're talking about Stefan Moyan, who is with Velox North America president. He's been there for 30 years, and I might add that he was hired by Chris Lovelace, who's also a longtime InnoVision board member. So let's welcome Stefan Moyen here.
Well, good evening. I've never been called a French tiger before, but here we are. There's a first for everything. So I'm honored to be here tonight to represent Velux and to recognize the finalists of the Sustainability Award. For those of you who don't know Velux, we're the global leader in manufacturing of residential, commercial, industrial skylighting systems, daylighting system, daylight from above, ventilation systems. We're Danish-owned, but we are based in South Carolina here for North America in Greenwood and in Fort Mill, and we employ over 1,000 people right here in the state of South Carolina. Sustainability is definitely in our nature, and the pun is intended. We have committed to being carbon neutral completely globally and in North America by 2030. And also one of the very few companies across the world to have committed to capturing our entire carbon footprint since 1941, which was our founding, globally, and we are doing this through massive reforestation efforts across the globe. So sustainability is really, really important to us. I am super proud of introducing to you our Sustainability Award finalists for 2024. We have Carolina from Colombia. We have Clemson University, and we have SPI, which is short for Secure Process Intelligence, and they are based in Fort Mill.
So Carolina is a direct air capture company that uses waste-derived materials to capture CO2 because we all know that the CO2 emissions are continuing to grow and the fossil fuels as an energy source is not going away. So Carolina having a sustainable goal of solving those CO2 emissions, we have created a solution to lower people's CO2 footprint, and we are doing that using waste-derived materials because waste, whenever it sits in landfills, actually emits CO2 and other gases that are very harmful to the environment. So we're taking away waste and using it for a good solution.
The initial idea was trying to make sure we had a sustainable process, because if you're emitting a lot and having all this waste when you're trying to capture carbon dioxide, it kind of offsets the benefits. That was just something of interest, just to further enhance the sustainability, and it gives us availability to have different materials wherever we want to have our units.
Smaller companies or maybe events that would like to be carbon neutral, they can put one of those systems up and then capture during the event the carbon, and then you can do a calculation how much carbon has my event actually emitted and how much carbon have I captured. So I've reduced the carbon footprint of that particular event, and then they can receive carbon credits for that.
Concrete is the most produced synthetic material of humankind. Concrete is one of the greatest contributors to carbon dioxide emissions of humankind. It actually produces more carbon dioxide emissions than all of the non-commercial automotive travel. So a lot of people think about carbon dioxide, think about, well, I'm going to use an electric vehicle instead of a gas-powered vehicle. But cement is a bigger problem than automotive vehicle travel in terms of carbon dioxide emissions. Our material, since we've taken biomass, all of our carbons in our material have come from plants. Every carbon that a plant has in it, the plant has taken out of the air from the carbon dioxide. So it's actually cleaning the air. So our product is a carbon negative material. So we will get rid of 15,000 kilograms of carbon from the atmosphere by trapping it into that building foundation if it's made out of our cement instead of ordinary cement. Those are the type of chemical bonds we decide to incorporate into our materials. You can recycle it infinitely, as far as we can tell. We've melted the brick down and remade it up to 20 times. We measured the mechanical strength, and it's exactly what it was before. So if everything worked perfectly, I think that we would see industry starting to replace ordinary Portland cement with this product.
We identified a problem several years ago where people that have water wells that are in very difficult to access locations like the deserts of Texas and Arizona. They weren't able to monitor whether the water was safe to drink or if it was having some kind of problem and wasting energy.
So our first product started monitoring industrial water processes to help monitor chlorine, pH, and other water properties to ensure that the drinking water is clean and safe at the source, at the well, at where the water comes out of the ground before they put it in our distribution system for us to drink. So we recognize the need that facilities are pumping water, they are measuring it, but it's a very manual process. They send somebody once a day, once a week to these remote sites to take measurements, write it down on a tablet to ensure that it's safe to drink. But now with all the sensor technologies, we can do water pressure, water flow, vibration, a condition of the building, temperature, even proximity switches on the doors. So we even know that the water is safe and secure. Nobody came in to adulterate the water.
We can't just build more water plants. We can't just stick more straws in the ground and get more water. We have to use it more efficiently, and that's what SPI's tech enables people to be able to do affordably and easily.
All right. And the winner of the 2024 Sustainability Award is Carolina.
Okay, I'm totally unprepared for this. But they do this at the Oscars, so I think we can do this here. This all started about a year and a half ago. On my other job, I'm a professor at USC, and I'm teaching a class on future energy. And there was a competition, a national direct air capture competition. And I had the stupid idea to collect some undergraduate students from my class, Sarah being one of them, and compete. And we won the competition. We beat places like MIT, whatever. I don't want to rub it in. But that then developed into an idea that we started to commercialize. And I think we have a great product forward. This company is 5 undergrads from USC and myself. They're all in jobs now, they've all graduated, but we're working very hard to get this technology off the ground, and I'd like to thank everyone for this. Sarah, I'm going to let you finish this.
No, it's been a great experience just trying to learn and start up this company from something that started as just a competition and being 5 undergraduates with the support of our advisor. And it's been a great opportunity just to see how far it's come. So we're really excited. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Carolina. Our next award is the 2024 Small Business Award presented by Kyocera AVX. And the person presenting this award tonight for the company is someone who keeps that business running smoothly by overseeing all the small matters, big matters, legal issues, HR for 15 countries, 30 different offices. So let's welcome Karen Smith, a woman of many time zones.
Thank you. Kyocera AVX is a leading global manufacturer of advanced electronic components, and we're headquartered right here in the upstate in Fountain Inn. We're committed to supporting innovation and entrepreneurship. Besides being a proud InnoVision sponsor, Kyocera AVX also invests in a South Carolina-based venture capital fund that supports local science and technology startups that aim to have a positive effect on humanity. The InnoVision Small Business Award honors businesses for creative technology development or innovative technology application. This innovation can be applied to a product, process, or service that will be sold to consumers or can be used inside of the small businesses. To be considered, the business must employ fewer than 10 full-time employees and generate less than $5 million in annual revenue. I'm honored to introduce this year's finalists: Catalyst Health out of Columbia, GoFig AI from right here in Greenville, and BidSlot Marketing from Boiling Springs.
The software integrates into the electronic medical record system of long-term care facilities. So think nursing homes, assisted living, and we pool the requisite care data that's in these electronic health record systems to instantaneously fill out their reimbursement forms. This saves the nurse tremendous amounts of time and also increases their revenue by closing gaps in the care they're giving versus the care that they're getting paid for.
We estimate that this is 20 to 40 hours a week for some of these key nurses to fill out the paperwork and to go through this process that we can do automatically. So what Rosa software does is takes those nurse notes that they're already doing and automatically translates them into these Medicare and Medicaid reimbursement forms.
Rosa working 24/7 as an extra arm of the reimbursement staff is very large because, nurses go home. They can't work 7 days a week, 80 hours a week, but Rosa can. It's a software, it always runs. And so having that extra person who's kind of checking these nurses' work to make sure they're not missing anything so they can do their job best is very beneficial for these facilities.
The patients will have better care, the nurses will be happier and enjoy their job more, and the administrators are having less burden worrying about the paperwork and the filings and, again, the part of their job that they don't love. And so everyone that this touches is bettered by this technology.
Currently, the way that a lot of small companies operate is they look at their metrics on all these different software that they use, like Facebook, Instagram, Salesforce, and so on, but they're all siloed and the data doesn't really interact with each other. The core component of what GoFig does is we bring all this data together in a unified schema, and we allow you to create relationships between this data and automate reports. The real secret sauce here, where AI comes in, is we summarize the most important information you need to know about every division in your company so that you as a business leader can act on that.
Like, we want to make it stupid easy. Like, it's got to be stupid easy for anyone to try and use the tool to access the data, to really make an analysis or a report. Like, it's so overwhelming if you go onto the internet or if you try and look things up on your own, like, you don't know where to start.
We take into consideration, where they are at in their stage of growth and where they want to be, and we want to help them get there.
By being able to harness their own data, a company is able to understand the song of why customers love your product and why customers are walking away from your product. And once you know that song, you can better allocate your investments that really targets that problem and makes a better experience for all customers.
BidSlot is a inbound, outbound answering service virtual office call center that specializes in sales and innovation of software. Because we are a sales center, we do anything that we have to do to sell for you over the phone, but we also handle all of your administrative tasks. So we're constantly thinking of new ways to help solicit for new businesses, and that's when I created the software Group Grabber. Group Grabber is a new age way for lead generation. In 2017, Mark Zuckerberg put his focus on Facebook groups and communities. Group Grabber will pull all of the groups off of Facebook in whatever category or city that you want. And it puts it on a dashboard that allows you to manage the way that you're going to post in the groups. So Group Grabber allows my office BidSlot to have a service that we offer with a human, basically reading the group rules, finding the group rules, finding the most relevant groups to help you grow your company. My motto and BidSlot's motto is, people of accomplishment go out and make things happen. It's what I was born to do. I was born to help people grow their companies.
Okay, and the 2024 InnoVision Small Business Award goes to Catalyst Health for its innovative ROSA software.
So it was about this time last year that me and my co-founder, where is he, Jeff, went out to a nursing home in the Charleston area just to ask the staff questions. And what we realized was, whether it was the 100+ page PDFs that the facility gets from the hospital when a patient is admitted, or the 500-odd nurse encounter notes that go into the EMR on a daily basis, nurses were spending more time analyzing this large corpus of unstructured text than actually spending time with patients. So we immediately started Catalyst Health and started building software that uses some fine-tuned large language models to sort through this large corpus of text, to extract the relevant information and automatically complete the reimbursement forms for them, giving time back to the nurses, increasing the revenue of the facilities, and improving patient care as well.
Like Jochen, I have nothing real to say other than grateful to be here. And in my other job, I'm a university professor as well at the University of South Carolina, the Dartmouth Moore School of Business. Sorry, I'm tongue-tied a little bit. And it's fun to teach things. It's one thing to teach and other things to do. And I love both. And I'm just grateful to have found Andrew. He was a student. He came up to me at one point and said, "Savage, I don't want to work for anyone else." And so I thought, all right, this is the right person to work with, because a lot of students come and say they ask for help, but then they want you to lead them and tell them what to do. Andrew was willing to do anything and dive in, and this company was a great example of that. Like he said, we went to this facility, found a bunch of problems, came back, told them at the end of the summer, hey, here's what you need to do. There's a $400,000 difference to your bottom line if you do these things. And they said, that's great, but it's a lot of work for our nurses, and our nurses are already overstaffed. What do we do? And he's like, I'll just figure out how to code. And so the finance major just figured out how to code, how to use AI, and 7 months later, here we are with a couple customers ready to get a lot more. So work with smart people. Thank you.
Great advice and congratulations. So our next award is Technology Application, and this award will be presented by a member of the InnoVision Awards Board of Directors and also Program Manager of Academic Innovations at the South Carolina Research Authority. Now, I went through the stack of papers earlier this evening to make sure there weren't any names that I might mispronounce, but I have to admit, I kind of wanted to mispronounce this one. Let's welcome Kella Player Hannah, not Kella Playa Hannah.
Hello, everybody. So yes, I am from SCRA, and if you're not familiar with the South Carolina Research Authority, we work with researchers and startups across the state, beginning with the early stages of prototype development, all the way to supporting companies as they launch a new product and scale their business. So it's because of this mission that we support the work of InnoVision to kind of celebrate and showcase all the amazing accomplishments of many of you in this room. So on behalf of SCRA, but also on behalf of InnoVision as a board member, congratulations, and thank you for the wonderful solutions that you're providing for society at large. The InnoVision Technology Application Award is going to recognize a company or an organization for the innovative application or integration of an existing technology. The focus is on how existing technology is applied to create new value. The technology may be applied to a product, process, or a service intended for sale to customers or to be used inside the organization. The 2024 finalists for the technology application are Blue Ridge Heating and Air from Greenville, Delta Bravo AI of Fort Mill, and Sovereign from Charleston. SCRA congratulates these finalists, and so now we're going to see a little bit about their innovations.
So we have a product that we're working on. It's called AirGuard, and it's a mold sensor. It's there to detect mold, right, and also to predict if you have the conditions that mold can grow in.
You're having a problem with your health. The first thing you think of is not generally going to be, hey, maybe there's something in my house that's making me feel bad. You know, you go to the doctor, you take medicines, you do all these things to try to address the symptoms, and you really may have no idea that the root cause is the air quality in your house coming from mold.
That's what kind of led us to this problem, is how can we detect the presence of it and also detect the conditions that would be conducive for mold to grow. So that's what kind of led to this sensor.
You know, we have this background from reliability engineering at GE, building AI models for different purposes over there, and saw the opportunity to take a sensor and train it with an AI model to do something that hadn't been done before, which is look for detection of mold.
The sensor, right, measures volatile organic compounds and can classify the difference between them.
I can like leave it there and we just monitor it all the time. I have to keep calling a guy in to test every month or whatever. Exciting to think about, you know, being able to solve that kind of a problem for people and see the direct, immediate results of what we've been able to do for them.
Delta Bravo is an artificial intelligence company. We're using artificial intelligence to improve the way manufacturers here in the US compete. Our AI works with existing systems and existing processes and enhances them with predictive capability, with the ability to take data that's happening in real time and turn it into recommendations to tell an operator something's happening that you may not have seen or expected, and now here's what to do to make sure that this outcome is good for this particular product. Typically, you'll find that there's folks in a manufacturing plant that have worked there for so long, they are such experts, they can hear it when something's about to go wrong. They can feel it in their bones. What do you do when they leave? This is really a great purpose for AI to serve, is to take that knowledge and fill that knowledge gap between that previous generation that spent 20 years of learning everything right and everything wrong, and taking all that knowledge and making it a part of the program. With what Nephron's doing is that they have a smaller number of product SKUs. They're a contract pharmaceutical manufacturer. It allows Nephron to produce more high quality treatments faster. It ensures that Nephron meets compliance of the FDA, and it allows them to do so without the threat and the impact of how attrition could ruin that.
Health literacy is one's ability to engage with and understand their health history and their health information. It is a huge problem globally. Most patients, when they read their medical records, do not understand what is written. And that has to do with medical jargon. That has to do with largely unstructured language and abbreviations that are commonly used by healthcare providers, but that are not commonly understood by the individual. With newer technologies, namely artificial intelligence, we have the ability to translate medical jargon into layman's terms to enable legal teams, insurance adjusters, and individuals to better understand the information at hand and gain insights from that information, and from that make better decisions for the legal case at hand, the life insurance policy that's being considered, or a very significant medical decision that a patient has to make for themselves.
And this year's winner is Sovereign.
I'm very surprised. The other two companies they've got products and customers and they've got revenue, and we are so early in this process. And I think that speaks to the InnoVision board for just considering us in this competition and the vision that we have and the passion for what we're trying to build. Our vision is we want everyone to easily understand, number one, be able to obtain, number two, be able to understand their health information and be empowered to use it for good. Whether that's a B2B play with providing value and creating efficiencies for legal teams and insurance companies, or it's on the consumer side for, as I said in the video, just to make a more informed decision about your health care. And the technology is here, and we can create the applications to enable that. I have a distributed team, so we're East Coast, West Coast, Gulf Coast. Katie is my lone team member in South Carolina. She lives here in Greenville, and we met at MUSC a couple years ago. And we've been on this mission together, really just pivoting when we need to and putting the right resources together to build our company. And this is just amazing to be standing here in front of you accepting this award. And I'm just so excited for what's ahead. And I hope that 10 years from now you show us on the video and we're really in a great place. So thank you for this opportunity.
Hi guys, just a fun fact about educating people on healthcare. We met at a AI conference about 2 years ago, and that was one of the things. I was looking for the next biggest thing, what's the biggest trend, and I think he was there for that as well. But one thing about our company that is very important for me is the way he leads, right? So integrity would probably one of the biggest words that stands out for us is, sorry if I get emotional, but he makes you think hard, outside the box, and I can appreciate that from a leader, and that also speaks for the quality in the product that we are developing, right? From, do we have the right vendors? Are we thinking outside the box? The patient experience, right? Don't just think about go to market, right? Just marketing and posting and so forth. What does it really mean for you, and where is this going to be 10 years from now? And as a leader, that speaks a lot. So thank you guys.
Our next award is for technology development. The InnoVision Technology Development Award recognizes a company or organization for developing a new or improved technology. And the focus is on the novelty of the technology and the challenges associated with it, with developing it. And the innovation can be part of a new or existing product, process, or service intended for sale to customers or for use inside the organizations. So no matter how you spin it, it is breaking news for our tech segments. And here to present the InnoVision Technology Development Award are Doug Kim and Hunter Freeman, the gentlemen from Kim Leahy Kelaw Law Firm, our presenting sponsor for tonight.
So we are honored to be presenting this year's Technology Development Award.
Oh, is this my part?
Oh,
yes. Yeah, we are. I mean, as IP attorneys, we run a technology law firm. It's really good for us because, candidly, we don't really create anything so much as we live vicariously through you guys. So this is really fun.
Now, wait a second. Attorneys can be inventors. I mean, for instance, it was an attorney who came up with the robot lawyer, the first AI impartial lawyer.
That's true.
And another attorney came up with Ross Intelligence, the first AI legal assistant.
That's true. An impartial AI lawyer, one that delivers on time, doesn't cost so much, is easy to communicate with, and works 24 hours a day. Who could want that?
Right. But wouldn't an AI lawyer bill by the nanosecond?
They would. That's exactly right. But let's not forget some of the situations to where when the lawyers and technology meet, sometimes it goes awry. The New York attorneys that used AI in order to write a case cite and a brief, and the AI was kind enough to cite cases that were non-existent.
Found themselves in a little hot water for that. Okay, but enough of that. The finalists for the 2024 technology development are Apex Orthopedic Technologies from Mount Pleasant, Drobot from Greenville, and New Forge Tech from Fort Mill.
We initially began this company focusing on early onset scoliosis. So a very challenging patient population. These are children with severe spinal deformity that are still growing and not yet skeletally mature. So they have a lot of complications with the traditional treatment techniques. So we developed Apex Orthopedic Technologies to provide a new solution for these children. We developed a rib fixation system that uses expandable rods anchored to the ribs instead of the spines to gradually correct the spinal deformities in these children. We developed this with the goal to lower their complication rates from surgery and preserve their spinal growth while giving them better correction of their deformities.
This technique put on the rib as make the surgeries way easier, as less technical demanding from the surgeon's side. So it means the surgery itself become more safe. And also, all the surgeons be able to perform those surgeries. You don't need to require such kind of hand skills. And that means more surgeons can perform this type of surgery that benefit all the patients. In that case, especially, for example, maybe in the United States, we have all this highly hand-skilled surgeons, but think about in the developing countries. So they don't have these kind of highly trained surgeons with this kind of hand skills, but with our fixation technologies, those surgeons also be able to perform those surgeries.
Drobot is a Greenville-based tech startup. We develop mobile robots, collaborative mobile robots that are designed to work with and for people. Well, our robots are able to navigate tight, cluttered, dynamic environments such as manufacturing job shops, where they will find and fetch and transfer things, not just in a pre-scheduled routine kind of way, but also in a unscheduled, on-demand kind of way, where humans can basically call for a bot to come and help them out.
Right now, we can take a tag. If you've seen the Apple AirTag as an example, so those little tags, the battery-powered tags, we can walk up and down an aisle and say, all right, bot, this is going to be your approved road that you can drive in. And so we can walk that, we'll record that path, and then the bot knows, hey, I need to stay on the road. We also, we can link a tag with myself, so if I have a tag with me, the bot knows where I'm at, I can say, hey, come follow me. And so the bot will follow me, walk up and down the aisles and into the manufacturing process.
The robot will be able to basically go find the cart, grab the cart, drag the cart to where it needs to be, and park it there and go be on its way to do the next job.
If I'm inside a manufacturing facility, like Continental Tire, not too far from here, I have one piece of equipment that's made by someone that I probably know how to work on pretty darn well. What about this one? What about the other one? What about the other one? That one's made by somebody that's in Italy. This one's made by people in Germany. So they all come with manuals. And I'm going, okay, that's all I care about today, right? Is that little paragraph that tells me how to fix it. So what we do is one of the things that we do is we use machine learning, right? So I take that manual, it gets ingested by our machine learning, our AI, and then we use generative AI to be able to have a conversation and go, how do I fix this thing? Hey, this thing, I need to know how to change the filter. How do I change the filter? And then I present work instructions right there that I can then follow. So it really kind of eliminates the need for having a generational gap or having to address a generational gap. That way your senior guy can retire and you don't have to spend 6 to 18 months trying to extract knowledge. What you need is that manual, right? And you need someone that can speak English or Spanish. We actually support different languages, but basically it helps them troubleshoot It helps them create instructions and then deliver it on smart glasses. That's it. That's what we do.
And the winner of this year's Technology Development Award is, the suspense, Apex Orthopedic Technologies.
I just want to start by thanking the innovation program, or InnoVision program, as well as SCRA and all of the organizations that helped us along the way. When I was deciding where to go to medical school 10 years ago, I knew I wanted to go somewhere that we could make a large impact, especially in patients that were underserved, patients that didn't have good options available for them currently. And I was lucky to meet Dr. Yao when I was interviewing at the Medical University of South Carolina. And we decided together to embark on this journey together to help these kids with early onset scoliosis. And I have been so thankful to everybody that has helped us along the way. It's been such an incredible experience. And the special thing is we're just getting started. There's so much more we're planning to do, so much more we're planning to do for these kids. So the future is bright, I think, so thank you.
Thank you, actually. So I think, so it's a great opportunity, and so I'm very proud of, so Daniel, and so I'm a professor in Clemson bioengineering. I'm also a professor in orthopedics at MUSC. So we have such a wonderful and joint program between the Clemson and MUSC, and so. As a professor, my job is basically try to training students. And so if I have one Daniel and maybe the second one, third one, so in the pipeline, so that can really maximize our impacts. So thank everybody, and so thanks for the, these great opportunities, and I hope everybody have a lovely, night. Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you.
Congratulations to all of tonight's winners, and a round of applause. Our final award is the prestigious Dr. Charles Towns Individual Achievement Award. And before we reveal the recipient of tonight's highest honor, let's hear a bit about InnoVision's visionary sponsor, Contact, which is an innovative company that's dedicated to developing cutting-edge contamination control products and solutions for specialized industries such as life sciences, aerospace, and microelectronics, because we all know bleach and hand sanitizer just won't cut it. Okay. Join me in welcoming Contact Research and Development Manager, Lisa Strickland.
I'm Amy Russ, and I'm the Global Product Manager for Contact's Cleanroom Business Unit. Contact's Cleanroom division specializes in products and services for controlled environments within highly regulated industries. With more than 30 years of experience, we understand the cleaning requirements and unique challenges of compliance-driven manufacturing. From pharmaceutical and medical device to microelectronics and semiconductor, we offer a diverse range of products that meets the specific needs of individual customers. Our technical and product specialists work side by side with our end user customers and distributor partners to find the most effective solutions for any application. Our portfolio includes extensive ranges of wipes, mops, disinfectants, and more, all designed to simplify cleaning so that our customers can focus on what matters most. But our value proposition extends beyond our product line. We're supported by a dedicated and experienced team of quality, technical, and sales professionals working together to help our customers achieve their desired outcomes. For example, Contact provides unique contamination control assessments, first to understand our end users' processes, and then to offer best practice recommendations that are targeted to their applications. With on-site media resources, We bring context services to our customers by providing live demonstrations, product training, and more from our cleanroom studio. As technology advances within the controlled environments industries, Context Cleanroom Unit will adapt to meet the needs of our valued customers, but our commitment to quality and innovation will never change.
Good evening. I hope everybody's having a great time. I have been totally wowed by all the presenters and finalists tonight. It's truly been amazing to see what happens when we put great ideas and great thoughts together to develop them to the world. So proud of what everyone's doing. Tonight, Contech is proud to partner with InnoVision and sponsor the Lifetime Achievement Award. Dr. Charles Towns Individual Achievement Award is named after Greenville native and Nobel laureate. He's one of 3 people, alongside the Dalai Lama and the Mother Teresa, to have been awarded both the Nobel Prize and the Templeton Prize. So pretty high esteemed company there. This award acknowledges individuals who've made sustained contributions to technology and community advancements in South Carolina. Tonight, we honor an individual who is not only known for his business success, his commitment to giving back, creating jobs, and fostering growth within communities across South Carolina. Members of the InnoVision Board of Directors, along with past award recipients, agree this individual's numerous contributions and merit this great honor. Here are some brief tributes to the 2024 Charles Towns Award winner and a few friends and colleagues.
One thing that has made the nominee very successful at what he does is his ability to assess risk, to purchase prudently the real estate that he's acquired, and he's acquired a lot of real estate over many, many years.
He certainly will take risk. Not all of them turn out, as most entrepreneurs, know. That spirit of being innovative and trying something new, failing fast and recovering and doing something different or learning from it is something that's just part of his DNA.
He had to kind of figure things out as he went. He, of course, is in the gasoline business.
Over the years, he's done a number of different things that are innovative in our industry. He's very quick to adapt and implement ideas that are out there, such as pay at the pump.
Overhead lights that enable that store to operate after dark.
You'd like for your customers at the pump to come in your store and shop. And so putting something out at the pump to keep them from coming in the store is very counterintuitive to a retailer, but it was what the customer wanted, and so that's what he did.
His entire life has been dedicated to making people's lives easier, and he's had this innate ability to figure out what people wanted, and that came from conversations with customers. Hey, what would make this an easier experience for you, a more enjoyable experience for you? Putting car washes on the site, putting food in our stores. Our chicken is so iconic.
Everybody knows about the chicken, or everybody should know about the Spinks chicken. It's really good.
It was inspired by his Aunt Pearl. He grew up going to her farm and eating her fried chicken, and just the love and the care that she put into making that fried chicken, it stuck with him.
Bringing that level of quality product into a gasoline station certainly is unique, or has been unique for our industry.
He has had that ability to think outside of the box. I think it's one of the things that's made him very effective.
Most people in our industry look at electric as this threat to the gas business, but that's not the way he looks at it. He looks at it as, that's the customer trying something new. We need to be a part of that. And so we were the first to put in an electric charging station, the first gas station in South Carolina to do that.
We launched a food truck 5 years ago. To continue launching a new concept to meet those evolving needs 50 years into a business, I think is just absolutely incredible. We're getting ready to open our first of a new concept, the Spinks Market and Eatery downtown Greenville, which is essentially an upscale bodega, a gas station with no fuel, if you will.
We've gotten solar power out there on some stores now, and that was something he's always been curious about.
It is a mindset of staying way out in front and being sure that at the end of the day, he's delivering what his customers need and want.
That's what gives him a charge, is bringing new things to customers, filling needs that customers have that maybe they don't even recognize at the time.
He believes in giving back to his community.
He gave when he didn't know he could give, and he said it's always come back to it.
He has very strongly believed that you give back to the community that provides to you.
Our community is absolutely a better place because of Stuart Spinks. Stuart, congratulations on this award. You 100% deserve it.
Well, Stuart, I offer you my highest congratulations for a job and a lifetime well done.
So Dad, congratulations on this award. You certainly deserve it. I am super proud of you, and I love you.
Let's congratulate Stuart Spinks.
It is heavy. Well, first of all, thank you. This is a very different opportunity to share with this community of really successful people that have gathered here and been recognized earlier, and I congratulate every single one of you for all you do. I guess in the 52 years since we started the Spinks Company, it's evolved to be a pretty big deal. So it's a pleasure to be here to enjoy the company that this group represents for our not only our upstate community but all over South Carolina, all over the Southeast, and all over the country and world. Again. Talking earlier to Jerry Barber and all the influences that our state and our technology and the innovation that's in this room, mine seems to pale in the face of all the successful people and to be successful people recognized tonight. Thank you for Steve, your comments, Lindsay, Martha, everything you've done to support our activities. We do have over 100 touch points, little businesses that stack up to become a pretty good sized business, and we're very proud of what our team has done. I'm very proud of what the team's done, and I'm very proud to be a member of this community and contribute as best I can. So thank you so much for this award. I will say very quickly that I did have an opportunity to meet Dr. Charles Towns while I was on the board with Furman University, and the story of how he actually, some of the things you don't realize he did was he really led the charge for the trip to the moon in 1969. Some people, if you study what he did actually do, I heard it from his own lips, and I get cold chills thinking about it, so I couldn't be honored more than to have an award named after someone that I had the great opportunity to hear tell some stories one night at dinner, just like you're hearing and sharing with each other here tonight. So thank you so much.
Congratulations, Mr. Spinks. And we want to thank all of our winners and finalists for all the exciting work that they are doing. And we all want to thank all of you for attending this evening and for your contribution to South Carolina's innovation ecosystem. It has been an absolute pleasure to be your MC this evening. And join me in welcoming InnoVision Awards Board Chair Hunter Freeman back to the stage one more time.
Thank you, Myra. Let's give Myra a big round of applause for helping us keep things going. And I want to give a special thanks to our presenting sponsor, the Kim Leahy and Keeler Law Firm. If you'll please stand. Our visionary sponsor, Contact, please stand. Our pioneer sponsor, Foundry Creative, please stand. and our longtime supporter and Meet the Finalist sponsor, SCRA. Thank you to each and every one of our sponsors, and thank you to each and every one of our finalists and all of the attendees. This has been a wonderful event, and I hope you had a good time tonight. A couple final things that we'll talk about. If you haven't already, please go to our website, which is InnoVisionAwards.org, and sign up for our newsletter to keep yourself posted about upcoming events. In fact, our next event is in Mount Pleasant. It's January 23rd. It's an in-person forum, and we'll have a panel discussion featuring AI in healthcare from some esteemed MUSC panelists. So we hope that you'll be able to join us there and or spread the word about it. Also on your way out, please remember to stop by the sponsor table. There are some good little trinkets and items that you can pick up and take home. And if you would, unless you're really dying to have a name tag, if you would drop your name tag off on the way back, that'd be a great thing. Otherwise, they're going to end up in the trash, and that's just not a sustainability type of thing we want to promote. So thank you very much for coming tonight. We really appreciate it.